Hello worms, it's me, man. My hair's wet because I literally just came in from the car, just going from the car to the house, got absolutely soaked. It's that kind of a day today. Dom's in front of me. You know how they say that cats are scared of cucumbers? Nah, not these guys. These guys are chill. These guys are chill. And why do I mention vegetables? Or is a cucumber a fruit? I don't know. But I'll tell you what is related to a cucumber. It's a courgette. Why do I mention courgettes? Well, okay, in America you call them zucchinis, that's fine. But the reason I mention courgettes is because I went out to the Veg Patch, and if you've been following me, I do Tales from the Veg Patch, and I do updates about how my vegetables are doing. But because it's been raining so much, I've not been able to get out there. But because it's been raining so much, I've ended up with these. Okay, this doesn't look very impressive. This is just your standard size courgette stroke zucchini. Dom, do you mind? I'm trying to show them some vegetables here. Yeah, he loves the zucchinis. So anyway, and then in the supermarket, when you go and buy some regular courgettes or zucchinis, you might end up with this one. This is another one from the Veg Patch. Dom, you are being such a pain. Yeah, okay, so there we go. And then, because it's been raining so much, look at this one. Look at the size of it. But that's not the biggest one. And neither is this one. Smiley face. Now, when they get to this size, I think we call them marrows in the UK. I think that ostensibly, or basically, or whatever, I'm trying not to be clever, but Dom, you're really being a pain. Look, see, he do love his courgettes. Yeah. It might be overgrown, but he likes it, don't you? You do. So I had another one of these that was even bigger, and I've cut it up and I put it in a ratatouille, which is on the hob at the moment. And then I took a couple more around to my mother-in-law's because there is no way I'm going to be able to eat them all. And being as she's older, she kind of knows what to do with vegetables, marrows, etc. And you know, my other half spent so long making these vegetable beds, it would be a real shame to let them go to waste. Dom, seriously. I've got something else to show you, if you let me. Oh. So, oops, has beans. Yep. Yeah, so that's also come out of the veg bed. So we've got French beans here, which are these little skinny ones, and then we've got runner beans, which I don't like, but no, it's not for you. No. You want this bean? You want this bean? Oi. I actually love these because they're so dangly. We do dangly beans. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny actually because I put the basket of beans down earlier and Dom decided he was going to go and sit in the basket because that's what cats do, they sit in baskets. So anyway, that's a little update on my vegetables. I'll go and show you my onions and other things later, probably not today. What I did with the onions was I pulled them up yesterday while it was nice and I sort of laid them down on the edge of the vegetable bed on the wood bit with the stalks dangling so that they dried out in the sun. And then I tried to do that thing that the French do with tying them up, and I ended up just tying them together with string. So they're tied up in like bunches now and they're hanging in the greenhouse to dry out because that's what you're supposed to do with onions. And I'm quite pleased with that. But I'll show you what else I've got. Here's the carrots. carrots. They've got loads of holes in them and they're just so shitty. I'm very disappointed. Look at this. They could only be a nice one if it hadn't split. So yeah, I'm not bothering with carrots again. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by the courgette stroke zucchinis because I've never been able to grow them in the garden before, but presumably because I've got now a taller veg bed with enough soil in it. And if you're interested about the composition of the soil, because some of you are, and fine, whatever, it's 1/3 topsoil from the garden that was already there. 1/3 compost from the compost heap down the bottom of the garden, which is made out of vegetable waste, lawn clippings and shredding from the printer. If you've got a shredder that cross cuts into tiny little pieces and put it in your compost, it helps it sort of not stick together, because if it's just grass it will stick together. So it's a third of that, and then a third of farmyard manure, which you can buy in bags if you don't want to have it. I could get it from horses, but you need to let it rest for a season, and quite frankly, I don't want anything stinky in my garden because we get enough flies in here as it is because of the sheep and all of the other, herbivores producing lots of poo. So I didn't really want any extra poo in the garden. So I just bought a bag of pre-rotted, like well-rotted manure. It doesn't smell. It's actually pretty nice. So and that's what you get. That's what you get when you've got a sensible sized veg patch. I could enter these into a competition, or something like that. But I could let them get bigger, but they would just be practically inedible at that point. They'd lose all their flavour. I've also got squashes growing in there. They'll probably be they'll probably be done later in the month. And where I've pulled up the onions, the greens have got a little bit more room, but because of the time of year that it is, the butterflies have just gone all over the kale, and now it looks like Chantilly lace. It's got loads of holes in it. But I'm not that bothered, because by the time autumn comes along, that it kind of comes back to life. And greens are really an autumn thing anyway, because you have it like with roast dinners, and it's kind of, you don't really want to be eating like full big meals. I suppose you could have kale raw, but Dom, honestly, it's raining, so they're really bored. You're so bored. Oh, and you just want attention. Yeah, fate a black kitty butt.